Hey guys, it's Maria, and today this video is all about the pineapple. Not just any pineapple, a pink pineapple. It was a special request for an order and it has been a hit. I've gotten so many orders for it after posting this, so it's pretty cool. I love the way it came out. So first thing I did was, of course, get a template of a pineapple. I just simply traced the image of a pineapple. And then once I kind of simplified it a little bit, as you can see, I turned the little tiny pineapple scales into kind of larger ones, and that just kind of simplified the image for me, so this pineapple wouldn't be like 50 pieces. Then I numbered all my pieces and I cut them out. Now the glass I chose for this, I love. I have a huge sheets of it, and I hate cutting into it because I hate cutting into all sheets of glass. They're just so pretty. I literally just want to frame them and hang them, but I am always happy with the results. But pink glass is super expensive, so I try to not make any waste at all. And unfortunately, here you can see I did. Actually, when I scored my glass to cut it off my big panel, it ended up not breaking totally on the score line, and that's why you see those pieces there. Oh boy, did it bother me. I mean, the entire time I was cutting this out, I was just staring at those little chunks missing, just saying, you evil piece of pink glass. But she turned out very pretty, so I will forgive her. I try to utilize as much as I can of the glass as always. So what I do is kind of put each piece down in different directions, making sure they will be easy to cut out. Now, if you are a good drawer, you could actually just draw a pineapple onto glass. The way the pineapple is actually shaped, it would be very easy to cut out. You would just do giant diagonal shapes, and then obviously diagonal shapes in the opposite direction. So it doesn't have to be as complicated as I am making it here, but I didn't want to waste any bit of glass, especially my pink glass, so this is how I did it. Takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it. This was actually a breeze to cut out. The big pain was actually the leaves, just because the way they're shaped, there's a lot of like curves and very thin points. But I mean, it took me about 15 minutes, not even, to cut out all this. So they're just pretty much straight lines. Like I said in other videos, I love things that are straight lines or like semi-curved. They're just really easy to just bust out really fast. Anything geometric, anything like that. So this is a really fun project because it looks so intricate, but it is intricate. I mean, there are a lot of pieces, but the pieces aren't, difficult. So it's a great thing to try out, is if you want to kind of try a piece that takes a lot of pieces but isn't so complicated, a pineapple is a great way to go. I wanted to say real quick too, is I know I've had a lot of requests to do different projects. I get a lot of like direct messages and requests on my Facebook page, and I will actually do them. I have a whole list of ones that you've requested. The reason why I haven't done any yet is just because I have so many orders, I can't even keep up, and it's just easier for me to kind of film what I'm doing just right now during the holidays, and then once this whole wave kind of slows down, then I'll be able to really do a lot of the more like fun things that we want to do, or things that you request, and it's more in my control. But for the sake of wanting to just show off some work and show off some videos, I'm just gonna kind of bust through this holiday and I'll bring you along for the ride. And then once it's over, I'm all ears. Here I cut myself a little bit. Glass splinters are a pain. They're usually really easy to pick out, but as the clear glass, it can be really hard because obviously you cannot see it. I have people ask me all the time, like, why don't you wear gloves? And I do suggest wearing gloves. I know they have like gloves you can use. I just don't, and I get cut all the time. So I know a lot of glass workers don't, but you kind of stop getting intimidated by the glass. It sounds crazy, but the scariest thing is really cutting out your first project. You just don't know how to cut it, you're worried it's just gonna smash or blow up in your face and you're gonna cut yourself and need stitches, but actually it's really not that intimidating once you do it. And the glass, when it cuts you, you know, they're pretty clean cuts. Cut right through, so sometimes you don't even notice till after. But I do suggest, of course, wearing, you know, gloves, because I think I kind of have to suggest that, but I personally don't. They just get in my way. I picked out the prettiest green for this. I ended up not doing all of the spikes on my pineapple crown, and that's just because it was a little bit, it broke a bunch. I'll just be honest with you, a bunch of pieces broke, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna simplify this. I'm gonna make this a little bit easier on myself. So I actually ended up only doing 5 of the big pieces instead of all 6. This green is such a pretty green. It's like this tropical, like kind of palm leaves or banana leaf type of color, and I just love it. The other side is actually what you're seeing now is the back side of the piece, and that's because the front of my pink glass is pretty rough and the front of the green glass has a little bit of texture. So you want to really keep that in mind when you're cutting out your piece. If your glass is textured, you want that to be the front of it. So either, you know, flip your template over, or when you draw it out, when you trace it onto your glass, or just know, does this image look good the other way, which this pineapple does. So what you're actually seeing is the back. The front of it is even more of like a sea green, and the front of the pink is much, much brighter, which you'll see at the end. But you definitely always want to keep that in mind. I've had a, you know, especially in the beginning, I have a project that I plan out and it ends up, the front ends up being the back. So, the back of the glass. So that never makes me happy, and so that is a thing that you want to keep in mind. I've now grinded my glass. I'm just marking it out, and it's time to foil and solder. Here are my pieces. You can see this is actually a much brighter glass. There's all sorts of like dark pink kind of veins throughout it. Has like a marble effect, and the green is much lighter, much more tropical and kind of like a seafoam green, which I love. So that's what I meant by saying, you know, you want to kind of plan out how your pattern will go with the type of glass you have. And make sure you don't get things backwards. Now you know me with the patinas. I was gonna patina this black, but I just thought pink and green go so beautifully with the copper. So I jumped right on that bright copper patina. I love it. I think it makes everything look so nice, and that's exactly what I used for this. And I'm so glad I did. This just came out gorgeous. Like I said, since I've posted this on the Facebook page, I've gotten so many orders. I mean, who knew? Pink pineapples are like a thing. It did come out gorgeous, and it looks so pretty in the dark. Just hanging on a wall in indirect light or in the light, it just glows. So as you can see here, it's so pretty. I love it. I'm so glad my customer loves it. It's just like the prettiest thing ever, and I'm excited to make the other ones. I just was so happy with this. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time, thanks for watching.